It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
Just about 8 miles inland from the warm waters of the Atlantic, we are inside Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, do we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
About ready to get this one started. Amy Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from South Florida. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Miami offense will make their way onto the field, led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
One of the few southpaws we have playing quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and while he doesn't have one of the strongest arms, he makes up for it with great anticipation and pinpoint accuracy. So what it does, it allows him to throw very catchable balls. A lot of his receivers do a lot of the damage after the catch, and only time's going to tell how this one plays out. But when he's on his game, they're due for a lot of points.
Here's Tua to open with a throw. That's taken in by Achane. And he's going to be dropped behind the line. Terrific push defensively. They came out of the locker room ready to go.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds. Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
Now a deep ball here for Collins. He's got it! And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. They go right back to Collins. He's got it again. And And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is. Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Third down, 3 to go. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He's got his man, complete to Dell. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line, and that'll set up 2nd and goal.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. That is caught. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and
he slams it in there, and he is in. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Texans. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead.
Dolphins, nothing.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, Malik Washington. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Out of the pistol, here's Tua. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. A shotgun snap for Tua. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down. From the gun, here's Tua. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill there, and it's going to lead to fourth down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Ooh. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Texans offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And in motion, it's Diggs. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw, it's Stroud. He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down. Coming up.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball, and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to get back to work. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Here's Tua. He finds the open man, Braxton Berrios. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. Now the former Texas A&M Aggie. Here's Devon Achane. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
first down.
Here's Tagovailoa. Right back to Hill. He's got it again. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks, but a solid pickup on that first down play. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Second and 7. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Tua will get this one out wide to Tyreek. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Man in motion is Berrios. Tua now on third down. He'll try to run for it.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on third down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the first down.
First and 10 now from the 36. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Tua out quick. See what Tyreek can do. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Back to throw is Tua. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he's going to be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. Man in motion is Berrios. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Defense. Still second down.
They'll try it one more time, but now a bit closer. It is second and goal. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Tagovailoa working out of the pistol. Now a screen set up for Achane. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So a little extra time to think about this third and goal as we've hit the end of the first. It's the Texans who have the early lead. And we're back to South Florida after this. Half yard, that's all they need on this third and goal. They'll run with Achane. And he will dive into the end zone. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Dolphins. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Stroud to throw. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now, Stroud. 1st down throw there is incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
2nd down, and here's a run, and here's Mixon. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
On 1st down, they keep it on the ground, and they keep it with Mixon. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Jalen Ramsey up to make the play. Second down and 8. Now Stroud. Open man, the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. A gain there of 21. 1st down for Houston.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On the option, they give it to Mixon. And this time, he's in. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Houston. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Texans will move out to a 14-7 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Washington now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Here's Tungo Vailoa. He's going to air this one out. That's caught! And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
I think that's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jalen Waddle, the intended target, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice job with the protection up front. Just nobody could get open downfield, so it's a combination of your offensive weapons have to do a better job taking advantage of that time to work and separate. But also, how impressive is that by that defense to be able to cover for that amount of time?
And that's going to work out well. Out of bounds, and they mark it inside the 5-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. Breathing room up past the 15. And so much for being backed up, he takes this beyond the 25-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Back to throw. Stroud. He'll get this over the middle to Diggs. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Man in motion, it's Diggs. They'll go play action with Stroud. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Stroud going to set up to throw. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, here's Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. To throw is Stroud. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
Devon Achad ready to take the field with the rest of his Miami offensive teammates. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. First and 10. Man in motion is Berrios. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
A shotgun snap for Tua. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Punt team headed out for the Dolphins, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. This returnable from inside his own 40. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50 and set up the offense with a short field. The Texans offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. And in motion, it's Diggs. On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. Open man, downfield, it's Nico Collins. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Stroud to throw here on 1st down. They go right back to Collins. He's got it again. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Now a loose football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out or it certainly needs to be protected.
They are very fortunate to get another shot at it. It is 2nd down and goal. Here's Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but now a long way to go on 3rd and goal. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Miami after this. Big play coming up, 3rd and goal. Here's Stroud. This one complete to Jordan. Great job by this defense. Nowhere near the end zone as we get to 4th and goal. Fourth down, and on comes Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. This about as short as you can get. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Dolphins offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
That's caught downfield by Waddle. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
This is just like recess, just playing one-on-one football and saying, all right, I'm throwing you the ball. You got to go get open. This is a great job by the receiver selling it at the top of his route. The defender thought he was defending a deep ball. He sticks his foot in the ground and comes back. Well-timed, well-executed, and a nice pickup. You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Tua to throw again. That's to the left side and taken in by Smith. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing again, it's Tua. He finds his tight end, that's Smythe. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Again, it's Tua. He pulls it in around the 5. He is in. Braxton Berrios. Touchdown, Miami.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. from the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Stroud to throw. That one knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Now he'll run it. Texans going to use the last of their timeouts here as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Here's Stroud. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So at halftime, it's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we head north to Orlando, we're going to join the coach, Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime report. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half, about to get started.
Jason
3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. This will be returned from the 6. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. There's Nico Collins and his Texans teammates getting set for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. And in motion, it's Diggs. On 1st down, they'll start with Mixon. And that is going nowhere fast. Disastrous play, a big loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Now, Stroud. Pushed out to his left. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. It's picked up by the Dolphins. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
The Dolphins offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. Tua going to give it to Achane. And it'll be brought down right around the 40. Kalen Bullock there on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6. Hill brought in motion. Throwing on 3rd down, Tungo Vailoa. He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st down from their own 11. On the give, this is Mixon. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
They will work the middle with Mixon. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. Here comes 3rd and 6. Throwing is Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. Now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Now, Tua and the Miami offense head out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Tua. Sending it deep for Waddle. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
That's taken in by Achane. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Hill brought in motion. A play fake. Now Tua to throw. He's going to air this one out, looking for Hill. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. A couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Mixon. Has an opening, past the 40. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the 2nd half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
Throwing it right into the hands of his running back.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Now he takes off, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
From the gun, here's Stroud. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
It's a very fine line, Mike, for a quarterback when he escapes the pocket is how long do I remain a passer and when do I turn into a runner? And you can see the quarterback kind of going back and forth here, and probably would have been better off just throwing this one away, but instead, he takes the sack.
The Texans set to punt this one away, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The home team's offense and Tua Tagovailoa making their way back out. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. Hill brought in motion. And a nice defensive play there coming through to make the play in the backfield. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Tagovailoa working out of the pistol.
This guy's really starting to roll now. I mean, his involvement in the passing game just continues to pick up. And until the defense identifies him as a pass threat, I expect this quarterback to keep looking his way.
Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Tua now on 3rd down. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the first down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up first down.
On play action, it's Tagovailoa. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Here's Tua now on 2nd down. Sending it deep for Waddle. That is brought in. And he will go all the way. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Dolphins. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Dolphins move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. Open man, that's Collins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On second down, Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Dell. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not, and when he throws it, catch it.
That's complete to Diggs.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Stroud gonna set up to throw. He'll go right and find his running back. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. He'll work forward for a couple. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 8. Stroud. That one caught by Tank Dell. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the...
And he'll take it on in. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Texans. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. The kick is good, and the Texans extend the advantage to a field goal. It's 24-21. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Washington now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
He just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Hill brought in motion. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
In motion, it's Waddle. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
2nd and a yard. Man in motion is Berrios. To the air again, Tagovailoa. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In 4th quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Man in motion is Berrios. On 1st and 10, it's Achane. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Achane. And he's close to the 1st down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Met and brought down in the backfield on 3rd and short. They do not get it done.
Big time stop there, Mike, on 3rd down. Now it sets up a 4th down decision for this head coach. Do I want to be aggressive and extend this drive, or am I content just sending out my field goal unit and trying to make this all square? I think at this stage in the 2nd half, tie the game up. Hopefully my defense can get me the ball back and find a way to win here in the 2nd half.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the 4th quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Texans offense ready to take over possession of the football. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
They'll try to set up the screen here. They'll get about 6 before he's taken down. The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Off the bootleg, here's Tua. Into the hands of Berrios. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. A shotgun snap for Tua. That's over the middle, caught by Tyree. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
He's got Berrios. It's complete. And he will score. Braxton Berrios. Touchdown Miami. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Sanders here for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Dolphins will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Texans offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. On the handoff, it's Mixon. Can't fault the effort. He got half a couple of tackles, but ultimately the defense gets him for a loss of yardage.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down. And this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting. But finally, when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
Throwing on second down, Stroud. Trying the right side, taken in by Collins. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
First and 10. To throw is Stroud. Now he'll run.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. Jalen Ramsey, he is tough to throw on. There to bat that one away.
That's one of those plays where you come off the field, Mike, and you're getting a lot of high fives. Hey, good job. But then that secondary's coach pulls you over to the side and says, hey, nice play. But next time, let's come away with the pick.
Now, Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Now, a whistle. Looks like there was movement on the left side of that offensive line. From the gun, here's Stroud. He's got Dell for that one. Second down, 8 for the first down. Here's Stroud. Digs on the reception. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. This crowd into it now. It's 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here is 1st and goal. To throw, it's Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. They'll try it again from the 2. Second and goal. They look to run with Mixon. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal. Stroud. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Here we go. The noise is deafening. It's 4th and goal. Stroud gonna set up to throw. And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. Greg, there's nothing like a quarterback who can take a play that's not in the playbook and bring it to life and bring it to the end zone for a touchdown.
These are the most difficult plays for a defense to defend because you think you do everything right. You have all the receivers covered. You're able to force the quarterback off his initial spot, but sometimes you just can't teach athlete, Mike. And in this case, he said, all right, there's nowhere to go with the ball. I'm just going to tuck it and do it myself.
So now the extra point to, in all likelihood, send us to overtime. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. So, not much time remaining to get something started. All tied here, late 4th as the kickoff comes. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive, which starts with first down. Hill brought in motion. Now it's H.A. And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line.
Brought down back at the 24-yard line. That's the end.
Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Here comes D. Eskridge on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Devon Achane ready to take the field with the rest of his Miami offensive teammates. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in, that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. In motion, it's Waddle. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Now a first throw here in overtime. Now a screen set up for HN. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tua. He finds his tight end, that's Smythe. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Seemed to me, Mike, before that ball was even snapped, the quarterback had already made up his mind. I'm throwing the ball to the tight end no matter what the look is, and he's counting on the big body picking up the rest after the catch, and even though he's able to secure the ball, nice job by the defense keeping him short of the sticks.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Stroud to throw. He'll let this go deep for Diggs. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Good pickup of 16 on that screenplay and a 1st down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
They'll run on 1st down with Mixon. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
On 2nd down, Stroud. Pass to the outside. He's got Diggs.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
3rd and 5. Throwing is Stroud. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. He'll get out of bounds. A gain of 8, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
On first down, it's Stroud. This one complete to Jordan. And he's close to another first down. This is brought down just shy of the marker.
Just take what the defense is giving you. And you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Now Mixon. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. That's on the veteran Shaq Mason. A run here with Mixon. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Back to throw, Stroud. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. And that is incomplete.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have enough guys to defend all of the underneath zones. And if you run the right concepts with the right quarterback, you can pick them apart.
The Dolphins offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Taking off.
That play had sack written all over it. So that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
They face 2nd down and 7. They'll motion the tight end Smith. A shotgun snap for Tua. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. Hill brought in motion. Throwing on third down, Tagovailoa, and they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Punt team comes out. Dolphins going to kick it away. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Texans offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
A second down throw for Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Dell. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Throwing on second down, Stroud. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
This is a great example of the game within the game. They're making what they call Mike declaration, and that's what sets the responsibilities of all the protectors. And in this case, the Mike was the one who came. He's unblocked, and he's able to get home.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
The Texans getting all set to punt. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And they will finally get him down, but not before he's able to take this up near the 40-yard line.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
On first down, here's Tagovailoa to throw. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. A pistol set with Tagovailoa. Now he'll run, and they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
The tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Throwing is Tua. He's got his man. It's Hill. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. To throw is Tua. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Certainly not one of his better throws, but what I've loved out of this quarterback today, Mike, was just how aggressive he's remained throughout the entire course of the game. Continue to push the ball downfield. Even if it falls incomplete, it opens up everything else in this passing game, and they've had their way so far today.
In motion, it's Waddle. Off play action, it's Tua. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
They snap it to Tua. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. A field goal was all they would have needed at the start of the drive. It was not to be. And we will forge on here in overtime. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Stroud. To the left side and caught by Schultz. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty. On the bootleg, it's Stroud. Trying the right side, taken in by Collins.
That's not the type of play that's going to end up on a lot of end-of-the-season highlight reels, Mike, but listen, sometimes those little check-down crossers produce some positive plays. Stay ahead of the chains.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Here's Mixon. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stroud. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Special teams out to the field, ready for this punt. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense ready to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They put Smythe in motion. Thrown left side, the catch is made, and they will finally run him down.
And Mike, week in and week out, I still don't understand how tight ends continue to be disrespected and left wide open in the passing game. I mean, he's the biggest target on the field. How do you lose track of him? Somebody needs to identify their responsibility, stay in their zone and coverage, and make sure they take that big target away. Because if not, I guarantee this quarterback's going to continue to look at him early and often.
Off the bootleg, here's Tua. That one brought in by Berrios. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Tua going to give it to Achane. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. In motion, it's Waddle. On 3rd down, they'll go with Achane. Oh, he won't get there. Looking for a cutback lane. It never opened up. And now it's 4th down.
3rd and short, you think the defense has everybody packed in there real tight. So as a play caller, you're thinking, all right, let's give my running back a chance to stretch and cut. But this defense was ready for all of it. They string them out wide. Nowhere to cut. Take him down for a loss.
Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd. So here comes Jason Sanders in a big spot. This one to win it in overtime. This kick is good. He got it. It took overtime, but they will walk off the field with the victory. So, fins up. It's a win for the Dolphins. They knew a field goal would do it, and a pressure kick from distance was right on the money. They come away with the victory here in overtime. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Dolphins, home winners here as we say farewell from South Florida.